Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back. So once again today I'm going to be smashing my stash. I'm going to be creating some different types of pockets for junk journals using old background papers, old pattern papers, ephemera and other bits and pieces that you may have lying around. So I've gone back through my stash to pull out a few more bits and pieces. So I've got some 8x8 papers, a couple of packs of 6x6 papers, which I'm sure we've all got hiding in our stash, and this it says fits A6 sized envelopes. So obviously this is a Cane Company paper stash from way back in the day. What's the date on this? 2013. So yeah, it's 10 years old. I've had it for absolutely donkey's years. That's obviously an English phrase, an idiom, for quite a while. I've also got the strips of paper that I left over when I did some of the signatures inside this Traveller's Notebook journal. Not sure whether I'm going to be able to use these now, but seeing as it's coming up to the beginning of July, by the time you see this, July will have already started, because the rest of the week and the rest of the month it's already planned out with the Artsy Trio on the 28th of June. There's the vlog on the Thursday, which is normal, and then Mission Inspiration is on the 1st of July. So, and currently it's Wednesday the 28th in the afternoon. So what I'm filming now is just while I've got the urge to film and while I've still got the motivation and the interest in still doing it, and I'm struggling with motivation, I'm struggling with lots of things. I'm beginning to think that I've actually got ADHD. I know, I'm nearly 55 and I've only just realised that I may have ADHD. Because, you know, because that might explain a few things. So I've gone into my other Tim Holtz collections. I've got all these like photo booth images, which I've got tons and tons and tons and tons of. I've also got found relatives occasion, so these are like Christmas and Halloween and that kind of stuff. Plus there's all these that I've got in my stash as well. I mean there's you know, there's just so many. Obviously there's a lot of faces here that we recognise from the paper dolls as well, like him for instance. Actually we recognise the dog more than anything else, and lots of others, you know, they're from the paper dolls as well. They are, she's not. I don't know whether he's from the paper doll, but anyway, but these are all the Tim Holtzy found relatives, lost relatives or whatever. There's also an escapee there as well. Plus there's all those photo booth ones. So I'm going to try and use up a few of those as well, but mainly just try and make another dent in some of these paper dolls that I've still got left. There's some separated out there. I've got some little ones in there. All sorts of different shapes and sizes. All sorts of different shapes and sizes. All manner of paper dolls. And there's another packet there as well. But I think they were Halloween ones. Or supposed to be Halloween ones. Yeah, look, it's got the witches in there. So what I want to do is we've already put together the 3 signature sets inside the journal. We haven't added any extra signatures either side of the main signature yet, so there's still scope to slim these down and maybe spread them over some extra signatures. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to show you how to create all the different types of kind of pockets that you can use in these kind of journals, and you can just make them really quickly out of what scraps of paper you've got. So we know this is a 6-inch journal, so the pieces of paper in there are about 6 inches. They're slightly bigger, slightly smaller, so we know roughly how big our pockets need to be. So I'm just going to quickly grab a sheet of, it says 6x6, but it probably isn't 6x6, but that one will do. I like the colour of that one. That's kind of grungy and tea stained and yucky. So let's just look at this pocket here, just right on the front. So the three main ways that you can do, actually there's four kind of ways you can do a pocket, which is really, really easy and very, very simple to do. The first one is to do a side pocket, so that you add a piece on the side of your page, so you've got somewhere to slide things in and out that way. So that's easy to do. So you can do that. There are different ways in which you can finish them off as well, with punching holes and that kind of stuff, but we'll get to that in a minute. So you've got a vertical pocket that you can slide in left or right, so you can do on that side as well if you want, as a tuck spot. There, one there, tuck spots. So the other one is a diagonal pocket. So if you imagine cutting the paper that way from corner to corner, either left or right, left, whichever way around you want to do it, to create a corner pocket that you can also sit stuff behind. So I normally like to cut my corner pockets just a little bit smaller. So what I do is, let's just grab the paper. So align the corner to the corner like so, and then I'll just trim it like that. And then what I'll do is I'll flip over, and then I'll go up to the next line there and trim it down again. So, hello Mr. Nips. Hello darling. Guess who's been come to see me. So now we've got a corner pocket. If you want to add a bit more stability to these, what you can do is take it back to that edge again, just line it up to your trim. This time with your embosser, your creasing tool, is just put a crease in your pocket like that. Grab your scissors, or just use your trimmer, and then just trim off that excess. So now you've got a corner pocket that's more substantial on that end there. Now you can commit your crease with a bone folder, or with the back of a paintbrush or a pencil or a pen or whatever, if you want to. You can also run a bead of glue underneath there just to make it a bit thicker. I've got some glue here, so let's use that. This will grab really quickly as well. So we'll just do that. Just turn that over, put a bit of pressure on it. Okay, so the next thing is to grab yourself a hole punch. I've just happened to grab one at random, and this is trying to stop the glare. There you go. Is a 1.5 inch circle punch. This is it says Paper Shapers, EK Success. Right. So we have an EK Success. Now, to find the middle, line it up on your cutting board, and then just follow the liner through, and then just grab a pencil or something, and then just make a mark, just so you can see it. And then what I do is I just put that mark in the middle of the hole, depending on how far in I want to go. Let's just do a thumb pop. There we go. So now we've got a corner pocket with a thumb grab. And where we're glued, that's now strong. So easy peasy. So that pocket could then go in like that. That's probably upside down, or you can do it that way. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. So that's one way of doing it. Let's just go back into that other paper stash. Grab that one, and we'll do a vertical one now as well. So we'll see. Let's just go grab the paper trimmer. And I know a lot of you will be going, well, this is just common sense. Yes, it is common sense. So I'm going to cut that at 4 inches. And then I'm going to flip it that way, create a groove, fold it, grab the glue again, just stick it down, turn it over, weight it just until it grabs, and then we can measure that. That is just over 6 inches. So on this one you can make your mark at around about 3 inches. I've done it the wrong way around, haven't I? It should be at that side. So thank you to those of you that were shouting at the screen. Your paper's upside down. Okay. So now I can just do that. Kind of make it halfway. And now we've got a pocket that we can stick down, which is a little bit bigger than needed, but you can trim to make it as big as you need it to be, or as small as you need it to be. That's the thing with doing these kind of junky journal kind of projects, is that your paper sizes are going to be whatever you want them to be. So now that can get stuck down, and then you've got a side pocket. But of course, the third way of doing it is turn it that way. So you've actually got a horizontal pocket. So now you can do the same thing, either vertically, horizontally, if you so wish, either way. And you can make it as tall or as small as you want to. So let's just take that back down to 3 inches. There we go. So we've now got half the page for our pocket, which could go there if you wanted it to. Any which way you like. So there's the 3 ways there. Now I did say there was a 4th way. So let's just grab another piece of this lovely paper. Let's see, that one will do. That's nice. Okay, and then you can go completely the opposite way around if you want to. So let's just say I'm going to cut that at 5 inches. And then I'm going to cut that at 5 inches. Okay, now at that side I'm going to create another groove. Now, of course, you could use double-sided tape, tape runner, whatever. Get your ATG gun out, your construction tape, your red liner tape, depends what you call it and what country you're in. Come on, stick down, boy. Doesn't want to stick today. Is that it? Okay, so we said about 5 inches, didn't we? So again, about 2.5. Grab your punch. We'll go a bit further in this time. And now, because you've created a square, that pocket could then take up the majority of that space. So if you wanted something to hold photographs, or let's just grab one of those found families. There we go. So that's going to sit there quite nicely. What I always find, if you have a smaller, shallower pocket and then you stick something in like that, then you get to see more of the actual picture itself. But if you want a space to keep something bigger, then create a bigger pocket, but just a square one. So you've got, like I said, vertical, horizontal, you've got a full one, or you've got corner pockets. Easy as that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a variety of different pockets, and I'm just going to start sticking them in the journal at random. So because I've already done this one, I'm actually going to make that a bit smaller. And all I'm doing is lining it up with the grid and then just cutting a bit off. And then I can flip that back over again, create my crease, fold it, glue it, it's like a little boat hat, isn't it? That's really glary. Let's just stand that whale punch on it. There we go. That's going to hold it down for a second. Right, so like I said, I'm going to disappear off. I'm going to create maybe a dozen different pockets, and then I'll come back and I'll talk you through what papers I've used, and just we'll go through and just randomly stick them into the journal. Once that's stuck down, are you going? Okay, so I've done about 9. I said I was going to do 12, but I think 9's probably going to be enough. So I've got 2 largish pockets, that's going to be full pages. I've got 2 of the corner pockets. I've now got another 2 of the ones that span across at 2 different heights, because you can do multiple pockets at different heights in these things as well. And I've also done 2 side pockets using some of that K&Co paper as well. So let's just go grab the journal, make a pile there, and then we'll just pull, let's pull the middle section out. And we'll just work on this one journal for now. So, first piece, well, that's going to be a bit too big to fit on that one. Let's just even that out a little bit. I might have to just trim some of these down. Let's have a look. What about one of those nice corner pockets? Another music's upside down, but that doesn't really matter, does it? So we've got that. So that's okay, but before we stick that on, let's have a look in our paper doll section and see what we've got that we can add to the front cover of that, like so. So we can start decorating there. Now we can also use up a few other bits and pieces, other bits of scraps that we want to. Our other sets of ephemera that we've got. So let's just pull, what's this one? Field notes. So what have we got? We've got this, wholesale florists. So if we put that there, that there, maybe create a little bit of grounding for those two. See, that fits quite nicely on there. And then let's see what else we've got. What's this? A little mushroom, a little shroom. So let's move that across, stick that on there, stick that on there. Okay, so we've now got a cute little pocket. So excuse the noise of my chair. It's squeaking a bit today. It's not me, honest governor. Now, I'm not distressing any of these. This is just as they are. It's going to be warts and all. Right. And I think this is probably where the fun comes in. It's just move that chair because it's getting on my nerves. This is where the fun comes in, because it's not necessarily about creating an amazing piece of art, as it is just jazzing up, using what you've got in a more kind of coherent way. Just line that up a little bit. There we go. So we've got one really cute little pocket there. So that's one done. So that can then be stuck down on there. And because we're using this eclectic mix of different types of papers, then it doesn't matter that none of it matches, because it does match in a non-matchy kind of way, if you know what I mean. It's like mixing stripes and plaids, you know, that kind of thing. Now then, do I want to glue that in? Yes, let's glue that down. So we'll just put a thin bead along the edge. And again, if you'd prefer, you can use double-sided tape. I always say to people, when I'm creating stuff like this, I do not intend to create an heirloom piece. I have no dependents, I've got no children to leave this to. And once this journal is finished, then it will be offered for sale. I know somebody's already expressed an interest in buying it, because they've already let me know. I haven't replied because I want to just email back in person and just quickly say, well, the journal's not finished. So, you know, let's just wait, because you might not want it once it's finished. Okay, so first one, but you don't even have to leave them as a signature. You can just take them out and do each one individually if you want to. So while that's open, let's look at one of the other pockets then. Let's look at one of those vertical side pockets. Here we go. So there, so this is going to be too big. So what I need to do is just to trim that down, maybe there and about there. So it's an organic process. When you do this kind of thing, you literally wing it, if you pardon the pun with the butterflies. You adapt to what you've got. Okay, so we've got butterflies there. So let's see what we've got in our stash. Let's see, we've got that, so that can go on the inside. And then we've got a specimen sticker there. And then we can add maybe a bit of floral down there. And we've got a badly die-cut bumblebee. So let's just stick those together like that. Because there's also nothing stopping you from just creating your own little bits. Just make sure that's the right way up. There's nothing stopping you from creating your own bits of ephemera while you're doing this. I'm just looking for a nice pen. There we go. I don't know where the lid's gone on that. And on there I'm just going to write dot dot dot, and then I'm just going to add typical. The pen's run out. Let me just grab another one from somewhere. There we go, same pen. Throw that one in the bin. There we go. Notes. And then let's just stick these bits down here. And like I've always said, when you do projects like this and you've got bits that are quite matchy-matchy, then because they don't go together, they go together. Let's see if we've got anything else we can just add into that mix. See, there's another butterfly there. Let's just sling that in as well. And then all of a sudden that background makes more sense. Sort of. And then flip it over and then just run a thin bead of glue. And then we can just slide that into place. Whoops. Maybe should have let that dry first. But the beauty about this glue is that it's one of those ones where you can rub it off. So we've got 2 pockets on there already. So maybe add little bits of ephemera and that kind of stuff afterwards. And you can always distress it with distress ink. Alright, so that's 2 pockets done. So that's done over there. And the fun is you can just pull these things out at random now and just start kind of sticking them down. Like that one there. So a large pocket, so stick that right down there. You've got that green colour in the background, and then the green colour in the background, and the cream colour on the top, which means we can just quickly dive into our paper doll section again, and then let's see what else we've got. What's this? Bird's wing. So we've got that, maybe that like that, and then stick those 2 girls on there. I suppose this is one of those projects where you just give yourself license to be haphazard. trust your kind of instincts. So you could even have it so it's just coming off the pocket. You don't have to stick it actually fully on the pocket. Right, so we've got these two. I want that to come over the top. Look at that. And if you've got any washi tape or anything sticking around anywhere, why not just, you know, grab a bit of washi tape and just add a bit of that as well. There we go. So another pocket. So let's leave a couple blank. Let's go to the map and we'll do a smaller pocket. Okay, so let's stick that down on there. And again, I'm still just dipping into this field notes kind of section. There's no real plan as to what I'm looking for. All I'm doing is just seeing what there is. And just literally auditioning bits. That blue then ties it into there. So let's do that. So let's just create a little mini cluster. And this is a great opportunity to just sit, if you've got something on your mind, to sit and just mull it over, empty all of the thoughts from your head, and just, if you need to work something out or process something, because it's a fairly easy-ish kind of thing to do, is sticking bits of ephemera into and onto pockets to decorate. So why not use it as an opportunity to clear your mind? I'll just flip back to make sure everything's sticking all right. So if that's dry now, let's stick that in there and then see what else we've got. You can hear a high-pitched whining noise. That's Ian downstairs in the garage. I mean, look. I mean, come on. Come on. Right, next one. Let's add a small one onto there. Let's do a vertical. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't really matter whether your music's upside down or back to front. Not really. Right, let's dip into the old favourites. Paper dolls again. Let's see now then, are you big enough to sit in there? Oh, look at that. Oh. The only thing that I don't like about these paper dolls, as I've said many times, and if you know what I'm going to say, you can shout it out with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. The shine. There we go. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now let's see if we've got anything else we can add just down there at the bottom. Yeah, this little identification check thing. And sometimes you don't actually need loads of bits. You don't need to go mad. See, that pocket is just on a piece which is even smaller. So I'll just give that a second or two. Just to grab, maybe we have got something else we can maybe add to him. Do we need to? What's that little butterfly? Why not? Just to add an injection of colour. So you get where I'm going with this, don't you? So, and this is just on one of the signatures. So you could theoretically sit and make, you know, half a dozen pockets, or a dozen pockets per signature, and then just stick things down, work your way through it while watching TV, and just see what speaks to you. So I've got a couple more that I'll do. I'm going to keep that one, but I think what I'll do is I'll put a smaller one on this side, just like that, and I'll maybe just do a couple more, and then I think you'll have got the general gist. Now, you may be watching this thinking, you've not shown me or told me anything that I didn't know already. Well, you know, that's fine. But sometimes we forget how easy some things are. Sometimes we overthink, and sometimes it's nice to be told to just, you know, take it easy, or just do things in a different way. And sometimes all it takes is for me to stick one thing down and do something with it that you just might have just not even thought about. Because sometimes it's just obvious. but it's not obvious until somebody points it out. Or you see somebody else do it and you think, how come I didn't? We've all had one of those eureka moments when the penny's dropped, or suddenly you realise, of course 2 and 2 does make 4. Because I don't think anybody anywhere can claim to know everything all at once. And it may even just be as simple as, you know, I never thought of putting those two together, or I never thought of using those in that way. There we go, and there's another one. So let me just grab one of these found relatives cards and show you what I mean. So lovely photo, absolutely lovely photo. So let's just measure how big this is. So it's 3 inches by 5. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut that at 4 1/2. No, 4 3/4. And we said 3 inches, so 2 3/4. I hope I've just cut that right. Okay, now I'm just going to do this real quick. Glue. There we go. Even now with a blank journaling card. God blame me, these dogs are noisy. Okay, so I think you get my drift. So you can turn these things into anything you want to. You can add them. You can even pop a hole through it if you want to. Cover the back. Turn it into a tag. So you can use the back for writing on. That kind of stuff. So just make your pockets out of all your scraps. Just have fun teaming them up. You don't even have, like I said, you don't even have to stick within the confines of the actual page. You can go over the edges if you want to. Create a couple of pockets, do whatever size, do whatever, like I said, diagonally, do them horizontally, do them full page pockets, do them vertically. Just have fun playing with the bits of paper and see how you can come up with the most creative way, maybe, to use up your bits and pieces. Set yourself a challenge. Why don't you get yourself a little breakfast bowl or cereal bowl, and then put inside it a little collection of bits of ephemera, and then just set yourself a challenge of using them all over, you know, half a dozen pages or whatnot, and just see what you can come up with. They don't even, like I said, they don't even have to match. They don't even have to be the same colour. So there you go. So I'll add this back into the centre of the journal through the middle, and what I will do over the coming days is I will do exactly that. I'll add more pockets, more cards. As you can see, it's starting to get it's starting to get a bit thick already. So where's my closure? Which is exactly what that was needed for. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create those pockets today out of the scraps, the Tim Holtz ephemera bits, the paper dolls, the found relatives, and all those kind of things. Like I said, 4 easy pockets to do that don't require anything other than perhaps a pair of scissors, and even just a circle punch. It doesn't really make any difference what size it is. It can be an inch, it can be an inch and 3/4, it could even be a 2-inch circle. It doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed watching me do this. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking that button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. So now I just need to finish this one last pocket off before I go. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.